Let go, quietly. Some things don't need to be fixed, they just need to be removed. Not with anger, not with drama, but with quiet hands and a steady spine. This video isn't about control, it's about clearing. Clearing the habits, the patterns, the noise that keeps you tangled in versions of yourself you've already outgrown. You don't need to fight, you don't need to explain, you don't even need to be seen. Just disappear from what no longer deserves your presence. Let them wonder. Let them invent reasons. You don't owe them the truth. You owe yourself peace. These are the 11 things you eliminate, not loudly, but deliberately. Let's begin. Explaining yourself to those who hurt you. Some people don't want to understand. They want control. They want the upper hand in your story. So they hurt you. Then wait for your explanation, your defense, your need to be heard. But real strength is not explaining your pain to the one who caused it, because if they cared, they wouldn't need an explanation. And if they didn't, your words won't change a thing. The Stoics knew, peace is not something you beg for. It's something you protect. Let them think you're cold. Let them think you're distant. Let them think what they need to feel innocent. You don't owe clarity to the one who made it cloudy. Just walk away. No monologue, no closure. Just silence that speaks louder than anything you could say. Unnecessary goals. Not every goal is a signal. Some are just noise. Dreams you borrowed, ambitions you absorbed from people who never asked what you wanted. Some goals aren't yours. They're a performance, a mask, a way to look successful without ever feeling aligned. The Stoics didn't chase everything. They cut deep. They chose with precision. Because chasing the wrong target takes the same energy as chasing the right one. But it leaves you empty. Ask yourself, does this bring clarity or just distraction? Does this path feel sharp or just loud? There is no pride in running fast toward what doesn't matter. Let it go. You weren't meant to carry every vision, only the ones that keep you grounded when everything else tries to pull you off course. Oversharing breakups. Some endings are not for public consumption. They are for private transformation. You don't need to explain why it ended, how it ended, who was right. You don't need to retell the story until it feels clean or fair or perfect, because most people don't listen to understand. They listen to judge, to gossip, to compare your fall to theirs. The Stoics never performed their pain. They sat with it in silence, in stillness, until it taught them something real. You don't need closure from the world. You need stillness inside yourself. The more you speak it, the more it owns you. Say less, heal more. Let the silence close the chapter louder than words ever could. Raising your voice in anger. If they can pull you to shout, they've already won. Because anger that explodes is anger that's lost. The Stoics understood this. When the voice gets loud, the mind gets weak. Raising your voice doesn't raise your power. It lowers your center. It scatters your focus. It gives your control to the person who triggered you. You don't need to prove you're right. You don't need to overpower. You don't need to react. Stay cold. Stay still. Let the storm crash against your calm and find nothing to hold. Real power doesn't raise its voice. It doesn't need to. Bad-mouthing others, talking about them, won't heal you. It won't elevate you. It just drains you. Every time you speak of someone's flaws behind their back, you trade your peace for a moment of superiority, but it doesn't last, and it never feels clean. The Stoics stayed quiet because they knew gossip isn't power, it's distraction. It pulls your focus outward when your real work is within. You don't need to expose them. Let life do that. Let silence speak louder than your revenge ever could. What you say about them says more about you. And if you want clarity, speak less, breathe more, and walk away with your peace intact. Comparing yourself. You weren't built to be a copy. You weren't designed to be a reflection. The more you compare, the more you disappear. Not all at once, but piece by piece, choice by choice, until your life becomes a mirror for someone else's. The Stoics knew this well. Envy is a thief. It steals attention, it warps vision, it blinds you from what's already yours. Comparison replaces purpose with performance, intention with insecurity. You don't need to run faster, you need to run straight. Stay on your track, walk your own edge. Let their journey be noise, and yours? Let it be real, let it be quiet, let it be enough. Mindless scrolling. Every swipe costs attention. Every scroll trades focus for numbness. You think you're relaxing, but you're eroding, losing sharpness, losing time, losing presence. The Stoics valued every moment because they knew it wouldn't last. You can't train your mind while feeding it noise. You can't build clarity in a storm of stimulation. Silence isn't found in the pause between videos. It's found in the decision to put the phone down. Scroll less, think more. Let your mind return to the weight of now, because what you consume eventually consumes you. Chasing validation. Every time you reach for their approval, you abandon your center. You shapeshift, you shrink, you decorate the truth so it fits their comfort. But the cost, your peace, your authenticity, your voice. The Stoics didn't live for applause. They lived for alignment, quiet integrity, a life that held its shape, whether anyone noticed or not. Validation is a drug, and the withdrawal is called clarity. You don't need to be liked, you need to be solid. You need to know that your value doesn't come from echo. It comes from root, from what's still true when no one is looking. Say less, post less, prove less. Let your presence speak without permission. Perfectionism. Perfection is not a standard, it's a prison. It looks noble, but it's just fear, dressed as discipline. Fear of being seen unfinished, fear of being judged imperfect, fear of being human. But the Stoics didn't aim for flawless, they aimed for true, for consistent, for alive. Clean cuts, not perfect lines. Because perfection will paralyze you. It will keep you revising, reworking, rehearsing a life you never get to live. Let it be rough, let it be slightly off, let it be real. Your mind doesn't need polish, it needs presence. It needs action. You don't get better by waiting. You get better by moving before you feel ready. Unrealistic expectations. Expectation is a setup, a contract you wrote without the other person signing it. You imagine too much, too soon, too clean. And now, you're not heartbroken. You're just unaligned with reality. The Stoics didn't expect the world to be fair. They expected it to test them, to break, to change, to challenge. They didn't lower their standard. They lowered their assumptions, because pain often comes not from what is, but from what you thought it would be. So stop expecting people to act how you would, to care how you do, to give what you give. Peace starts when expectation ends, and clarity begins when fantasy dies. Gossip, it feels harmless. Just a few words, just a little truth, wrapped in judgment. But gossip leaks something deeper. Your focus, your energy, your integrity. The Stoics never entertained it. Not because they were better, but because they were busy. Too busy building themselves. Too grounded in purpose, to waste time picking apart what they couldn't see clearly. Speaking of others doesn't make you closer, it makes you smaller. Don't let someone else's story pollute your silence. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to say anything. Just be the one who steps back when the conversation turns soft and sharp. Let your boundaries speak. Let your stillness correct the room. And let them wonder why you never participate. It's not because you don't hear, it's because you respect yourself too much to echo their noise. You don't need to fix your life. Just remove what's corrupting it. Some lives don't need more, they need less. Less noise, less performance, less chasing. You're not behind, you're not broken, you're just carrying too much. That doesn't belong. Let go of the habits that drain your strength quietly. The thoughts that sound like you, but weren't built by you. Every time you remove, you return. Back to center, back to stillness, back to the version of you that never needed to prove anything to be at peace. You don't need to fix everything. You don't need to solve yourself. You just need to subtract until what remains is solid, present, undisturbed. They won't notice what you eliminate. but you will. And when the weight drops, so will the noise.